You guys being here. Thanks for the coverage of our team this spring. I think you look at from where we started in January to where we are today. We made a lot of progress, and we've got a long ways to go. But we understand that it's a race, and it is a sprint with no finish line, and how important for us the rest of the month of April is, the month of May, how important that is to get ready for summer ball in June, July, to get ready for fall camp. So we've got a really good plan on what it looks like for our players. We look at, the navigating through what comes about here this next week with recruiting. We've got a great jump to the 26th class in our high school recruiting. We know that the portal opens on Wednesday, and my guess is that we'll lose some and we'll gain some. And I look at what does that look like, and we'll continue to add some pieces in the spots that we have open to build to what the 25 team's going to look like. And nobody is interested in anything other than a winning football team. And we're going to, every move that we make is going to try to put us in position to go win this year. And that's the standard and the expectation. I'm really excited about the group of assistant coaches we have. I'm excited about the organization on the alignment on where we're going. And then our team that we have right now, they have done absolutely everything we've asked them to do. And I'm excited about that, thankful for them. Their willingness to be coached, their openness on trying to dive in to new, and they understand the opportunities that we have in front of us that will create big time games with our habits that we continue to develop. So with that, I'll ask or answer any questions if you have them.
Any clarity on the quarterback spot?
No, I think number one, I think Bennett Meredith has made a lot of strides. They all have, but Bennett, a guy that was here has made a big time jump. Excited about what he's done. We've got some tough conversations and decisions to make here on really what it looks like going into now this next phase of April, May, and then you're getting ready June and July. I think we've got elements of guys that have an opportunity to go play winning ball with us. We've got to get them all better.
When you were putting this secondary together largely through the portal in the winter, is this what you thought it would look like at the end of the spring, just in terms of performance and how those guys are playing?
I think we're getting there. I think we've got to add a couple pieces. We need a little bit more. Taj was limited most of the spring with an injury, foot injury, but he has shown some things here in the last week and a half that we think he's going to be the player that we're hoping he was going to be. Tony Grimes made a lot of progress, and Coach Clark, I think, has done such a great job on really putting that group together, and then cross-training a number of guys. Corners playing both sides, playing the nickel, the dime spot, safeties being swing guys on what that looks like. So made a lot of progress, which is fun to see, and we'll continue to grow that group because we've got to be able to play so many different ways on the back end, from match zone coverage. We've got to be able to play man. We've got to be able to play spot drop. There's a number of things that we're going to ask our group to do, and how quickly can we get the group galvanized to go do that.
Do you have an update on the severity of George Burhan's injury from last week?
No, he had surgery on Wednesday, really successful surgery. We expect him to be back full, ready to go game one, which is great.
Talk about the portal, Barry. You mentioned earlier maybe upwards of 20 guys coming in. Can you give us an idea of what to expect as far as the volume of players you may be importing here in April?
Well, I don't know. A lot of it will depend on how many guys we have that leave the program, and how we're going to be aggressive and what that looks like. It's in my mind, for us, we've got to create a roster. Because the first week of the season right now, if all the rules pass the way that they're stating, we've got to get our roster to 105, and then you can't replace somebody once the season starts. If somebody gets hurt, then you're down that number. So every move that we make, whether we agree with what the ruling is or not, it doesn't matter. Every decision we make, it's to try to get the best 105 in here that we can, and we'll see what that looks like as we get into fall camp, and then how you navigate through. How healthy can you get? Can you get the young guys in your program developed in a position to provide quality depth and challenge for starting jobs? And then ultimately we got to get 105 guys in here that we feel like we can play winning ball with.
How rewarding has it been to see Ethan Trent's growth to where he's on scholarship? He's out here working with the ones, and that's kind of why you coach, I imagine, right?
It's amazing what he's done. Just his ability to go to work every single day and set the standard on what it looks like, on what our DNA is going to look like as a team and a program. The first meeting that I had with him when I got here in December, he said, "Coach, I just want an opportunity." And I said, you'll be given every opportunity in the world to go prove it. And he's done it every single day. And we will, we'll continue to move our program in a position where he is in a position to help us win games, compete for championships, and you can do it with work ethic, with toughness, with desire, with mindset. It's all the things that he stands for.
So, Coach, going off that answer, what can you say about the teammate chemistry going on so far? It looked like a lot of guys were flying around out there, everybody hyping each other up. How do you feel the sense of camaraderie is with the team?
I think you're always working on that. The relationship part never stops. I mean, it's ongoing, and it's daily being direct about how you approach that with your team. It's getting to know each other. We had 40 plus new guys in January, so the guys that were here, how did they welcome them? How have we grown together as a team? How have we created that? And then now, what's it look like for the next 3 months to see how close we can get? And I think that's really important, that you look at the ability for teams to galvanize, especially in today's age. How close can you get the team? So that's culture building, that's recruiting the right guys here, and it's also being very direct about being intentional with relationship building.
Do you have any difference makers or playmakers at wide receiver right now?
I think we've got a group that's gotten better, and I think you look, Armand Branch continues to make some plays, excited to see. Morset's done some really good things. Charles Ross, I think when we can get him the ball, he shows some explosiveness, some linear speed down the field that really can capitalize on. So, those would be three guys that I would bring up, but then I think we've got a list of guys and a group of guys that made a lot of progress this spring.
When's Magwood getting back?
I don't know time frame. I mean, he'll be certainly ready for fall camp, but I think in the June period, he'll be fully cleared, ready to go.
Which position groups are you most confident in right now? If you had to play a game tomorrow,
I could answer it, and then Wednesday it's all going to change.
Well, okay.
So we try to predict those things on what our team's going to look like. We have no idea. It's an uneasy feeling. But I think the offensive line, the number of guys, I wouldn't say there's 5 guys. We've kind of moved 7 guys in there rotationally. I think I've been excited about their progress. I think the quarterbacks, I'm not ready to name a starter yet, but I think that group's gotten a lot better. And defensive line, on where we started and where we are today, they've done a really nice job.
You get to see it.
Quarterbacks, how have you seen them getting better? How have you seen them improve throughout spring practice?
Just the understanding of what we're trying to call play-wise. Number one, executing the offense, taking care of the football. Those things are what we're looking for. We need guys to be field generals. We need to be stoic. They're not allowed to have a bad day. It's the hardest position in sport to play, and we put the most on them. They touch the ball every snap. So there's so many things that goes into playing that spot, and we've made really good progress.
You get to see a lot of Malachi Thomas this spring, right? But you guys knew that he was going to be limited. Do you know where he fits in, or you project how he probably fits in for this fall?
Well, I sure hope, we certainly plan on him being a guy that is in the rotation and we can rely on. And that's, pass protection, that's carrying the ball, that's doing all the little things. So we'll be anxious to get him out and see kind of where he stacks up.
Anything else?
Guys, I appreciate you covering our team. I really do. And I don't know when we see each other again, but until then,
We'll see you as soon as you let us.
Boiler up.
Thank you.